Hey everyone, Jana and Carolyn here from Holistic Institute of Wellness. We hope you are doing well today and that you are enjoying this beautiful spring weather. At least we are having beautiful spring weather here in the South.
We're having gorgeous spring weather. Hello, everybody.
It's almost been like summer the last few days.
It's doors are open, birds are singing.
Yes, they are. It's awesome. And there's so much, oh my gosh, there's so much happening right now. There's so many shifts. I mean,
It's
just
fast.
incredible amount of energy going on. Things are flowing, moving through. We are in such a powerful, energetic time, Jana.
Yes, manifestation. It's
Yes.
super fast right now. So as we've been sharing with people, right? Just how do you want things to look,
Yeah.
right? Know that it's going to happen quickly.
Yes.
So we always tell people, set your intentions.
Yeah, and I was on a call yesterday, and some of the feedback that I've heard and received was setting deeper intentions, and I was like, yes, of course, that's brilliant. I mean, gratitude and intentions have been part of my foundational work for years, and it was just that gracious reminder about those intentions and really being aware of what we are truly putting out into the universe right now, because like Jana said, that manifestation turnaround is quick right now. Mm-hmm. So, which really brings us to our topic today about possibly looking at shifting your purpose. Mm-hmm. This is a big topic. I know, Jana, you probably have had this experience too, but throughout my career, that's probably been one of the top questions I have had. Like, what is my purpose? How do I figure it out? What do I do with it? Or you're in your purpose and you're like, oh my goodness, I want to take this to the next level.
Shift it.
What does that look like, right?
Yes, absolutely. Especially in the last few years,
Mm-hmm.
right? When the energy really started shifting, and so much, of course, happens so quickly. Life really shifted
Yeah.
in these last couple of years. And a lot of people were starting to see things more clearly, and they were ready to take it to the next level. They knew that something wasn't working in their world, and they were feeling stuck and stagnant, and they were being nudged.
Yes.
And so I know we've all had this experience of feeling stuck and stagnant and being nudged simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
But where to go, what to do. Some people don't have the support system, so they feel very isolated or alone.
Yeah.
And it's different for each and every one of us. But yes.
And I know you and I, even though we feel like we're working in our purpose, you and I both have gotten nudges over the last several years to shift that, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
like you've created a sound studio. You've got, you're doing past life regression work. Mm-hmm. I've expanded more online. I mean, our community is expanding. So we're being called into that higher place of our purpose.
Absolutely.
But what if you're at the beginning? What if
Right.
you don't even know what your purpose is?
Right.
So here's something that, I think would be helpful. One thing I just want to share is this, and this is just my personal philosophy around purpose. I think our purpose is actually to be the highest version of ourselves. Mm-hmm. I think it's to be the highest version, the best version, to be the absolute best person that we can possibly be on this planet, to show up every day, to take steps forward. And I think how we choose to channel that purpose through us
Yes.
is the key.
Yes.
And what does that look like?
Yes.
So for Jana and I, I'll speak for myself first, of course, Jana, because I'm not going to speak for you. So for me, how that shows up is I'm a certified life coach. I'm a intuitive. I am a Reiki master teacher. I'm co-founder of the Holistic Institute of Wellness. So I bring that energy in. I stand in my divine purpose every single day, my divine energy, and then I filter that energy out into my world through all of those modalities. So you don't necessarily have to be a healer or even in the healing field to be living your divine purpose. Like I have a dear friend of mine that owns a balloon company, and that's her divine purpose. She is here to bring joy to people all over the world, and she shows up every day making those beautiful balloons for people, and she brings in her Christ light, and she allows that Christ light to echo out from her heart through her hands into those beautiful balloons, and she sets up events all over the place. So that's her form of healing. So it doesn't have to be pigeonholed into being a coach, a healer, etc. And Jana, you may want to share some of that yourself, because the way in which you show up in your divine purpose.
Yes. Well, as I was just sitting here listening and thinking, when I was at that junction and I was at that crossroads many, many years ago, and it's not to say it doesn't come up from time to time, because as an evolutionary being, we're going to have crossroads, and you kind of want crossroads because it keeps you present. It keeps you wanting more, being hungry for more, taking it to the next level. Mm-hmm. And so one of the first things I needed to learn from me personally was that, number one, I was enough.
Yeah.
This is a society that we have put a lot of emphasis on having to put ourselves in an identity.
Yeah.
And that can be very constricting.
Not just an identity, but a box, really,
But
at times.
Yes. And that creates a lot of angst. Mm-hmm. And generations are different.
Yeah.
All generations are different, but certainly the generations before us, it was super duper important. And I completely understand why.
Yeah.
So I know that when it came to my turn to grow up into this world and figure out where to go, what to do, how to be, it was filled with angst. Mm-hmm. And my mind had a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to do, but my environment may not have necessarily supported it. So, and the support can come in all different guises: financial, personal, environment, mm-hmm. Where we all grew up.
Yeah.
There's many different paths to this road, just many different paths. So my first journey was to, number one, realize I was enough as it was, and that was a whole thing to wrap around, like literally just being born mm-hmm. as a divine sovereign being was enough. But growing up in this society, and I'm grateful I did, it wasn't enough for me.
Right.
Because I felt like I had to show up in a different way. So I had some reprogramming I needed to do, and then I came across Donald Neil Walsh's Conversations with God. This was 30 years ago. I think it was Is it Donald or Neil Donald? Donald Neil Donald.
It's one of
those. But I
those.
know a whole
Yes.
bunch of you know exactly who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. And his message landed so strongly with me, as his story is that he was sitting at his kitchen table at midnight crying and angry at God, going, what is going on? What am I supposed to do in this world?
Yeah.
Because I know I have so much to give. And his frustration and his story is amazing. For those of you who haven't read it yet, it's a beautiful story. And it is said that that is where his conversations birthed from his kitchen table, very late at night. And all of a sudden, as his musings and his writings just went on and on and on, he actually heard a voice that came back and answered him. And the first thing it said was, "You are your purpose."
Profound.
That's all it said. And of course that wasn't enough, right? Because it's never enough.
Yeah.
For a lot of us.
Right.
Again, this is part of the journey, though, of
Yes.
being on this beautiful planet.
Yes.
So we start with us. Again, a lot of us came up with it being a lot of expectations coming down the line while we were still very young mm-hmm. and didn't know what was happening. So again, everybody's got their own journey. Everybody's got their own story. For me, it was expected to get a college degree. Mm-hmm. And it was expected to have a certain career and a certain title for me. It wasn't really strict, but it was a way for me to advance in the world. And I also knew in my heart that I was starting to get the nudge, that it was time to do something to begin really making a difference on this planet. And it was a very profound nudge. And so that's when I started my journey in healing arts and acupuncture. It started with acupuncture and it has blossomed from there. But I took a lot of time that I had to remember the acupuncture didn't identify me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's still, I was rewiring my brain to make sure I wouldn't get caught in that. And at the same time, I was excited. I actually had an identity. It's kind of a
Catch-22.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And so certainly the older I've gotten, it's become very clear that it's just all part of the mix. It's all part of the mix. And I am confident and grateful that I do realize that I am enough, even without all my training, which I'm very blessed.
Yeah.
I was very grateful to have. So that was my journey. Was as we began this conversation today, conversations with God popped into my head, and I knew I needed to say something. And again, his story is beautiful, but it was also gave me solace. And I realized, wow, I am enough.
Yeah.
And so I've very gently, through the years, have worked both sides,
Mm-hmm.
creating a career and realizing I am enough if for some reason I didn't have the career.
Yeah.
Or my training, or whatever that looks like.
I really love what you said, Jana, and what you shared about you are your purpose.
Yes.
I mean, that is so profound and so true. And that kind of lends back to the conversation where we started around, just showing up as your best self.
Yes.
Reaching that highest version of yourself, being happy, being joyful, and then allowing that purpose to really, or that energy of who you are to flow into what it is that you want to do. So for me, just real quickly, I came from a corporate background. I'll never forget the day in 2010 when I was sitting at it was probably more like 2008 when I actually got the call, and I was sitting in my cubicle and I was like, gosh, this can't be my life. Like, I know I'm meant to do more. I know I'm meant to be more. And, I can't necessarily say at that time that I felt that enoughness that you were talking about, Jana. I mean, I poured my heart and soul into my work. I was happy. I was joyful, as best I could be in corporate America. And, but I still felt like I felt like I was just meant to do more. I felt like I was actually being called to do more, which led me on my path, of where I branched out into life coaching and went through my training, and took a couple of years to get through my training, and, explored the energy field. And then, of course, in 2010, took that big leap out of corporate into my own business, and really have felt since that time of just continuing to expand myself. Was a huge epiphany I even had just this weekend. It has been this complete expansion of myself through this whole time. And I get to wake up every day doing something I love. So my choice is to let that energy flow into the healing arts, as Jana was saying. That may not be for you, and that's okay. You may be a balloon artist. You may be a real estate agent. You may own a horse farm. It doesn't matter. It's just that expansion of yourself and allowing that to flow into whatever really makes you happy and what you want to be doing. So I want to take a few minutes and just talk about some ways that you can kind of explore, well, what is my divine purpose? And maybe I'm in my divine purpose, but I'm feeling like I need to shift it. Just like Jana and I were talking earlier, we've gotten these nudges through the years of our career. We're in the midst of one right now of shifting our divine purpose in the sense of leveling up to that next stage. And so, there's all sorts of ways you can do that. I think you all know the number one thing that I'm going to say, and that is to
journal.
Thank you, Jana. Yes, because journaling allows you to get to the heart of things. It allows you to bypass the mind, get into the heart, and figure out how you're feeling. And don't do it on your computer. Please don't do it on your computer. The computer engages the brain. The pen, the paper engages the heart. So just pull out even if you don't have a journal, just pull out a notepad, a piece of paper. It doesn't matter. And just write down how you're feeling. Start there. You can also write down your top 10 passions. What do you enjoy doing? I mean, that was really how I got to what I'm doing. I was like, all right, what are my top 10 passions? I wrote all those down. Then I got down to circled my top 5 and then broke it down to my top 3. And everything that I wrote down from a passionate standpoint as far as work goes evolved around people. It evolved around inspiring people, mentoring people, teaching people, helping people. And so one day a friend of mine goes, why don't you become a life coach? And I'm like, great, what is it? So anyway, that put me on my journey of exploration. And then I just did a lot of research, and I studied, and I meditated, and I asked my team. And so it just evolved from there. But these are the ways that you can do that. You can journal, you can meditate, you can research, list out your passions, talk to your friends. Ask your friends. They are the best supply of resource. Or even your coworkers. What do you think I'm good at? What do I bring to your life? You know, one of the most vulnerable things I ever did, Jana, and my coach encouraged me to do this, but she said, Carolyn, send out an email to 5 of your friends and ask them what you bring to their life. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. That's like, whew, what are they going to say? But I have to tell you all, it was one of the most humbling, expansive, just wow moments in my life, because I really saw the impact that I was bringing. And that really helped me step into my new career path in 2008, and then again stepping into it fully in 2010. So yes, utilize the tools. You know, we've talked with you all over the last several months about connecting with your intuition, getting in touch with your guides. Utilize all those tools that we've talked about with you all to start accessing that divine place within you to determine, do you need to shift the vehicle in which you show up in the sense of how you channel yourself out into the world?
Yes.
Do you need to shift that? Do you need to up-level that? Do you need to change that? And find out what makes you happy and brings you joy, so that can ripple out into the world and make that collective impact.
It's beautiful. You will also see that there will be a pattern, and you don't even know it.
Right.
When you sit down and you write out, what are my passions, or you look back at your life and you look at all the, we'll say jobs that you've been with, or what lights you up, right? You start making your list, and you will actually see a pattern. And for me, it was with people as well, but I was always working with the body. Now, mind you, I almost went to medical school, so the physical body is an absolute miracle to me, and I love working with it. I understand it, and I work with it, and I've been working with it, obviously, through acupuncture for 23 years now, but before then, I was a fitness instructor. And so, and while I was in grad school, I was a massage therapist. It's always with the body. That's my purpose. I work with the body because I understand it. I understand its machinations. I understand whether the person is conscious of what's going on in their body or not. And I actually hear the body. I can hear what it's trying to say and what it's trying to express, if you will. And if it's uncomfortable at the moment, or it's been injured, or something like that is happening, I can understand how to heal that in several different ways. So for me, it's working with the actual physical vessel, and that is my gift. That's what I bring. That is my purpose.
Right.
This time around. But again, it took me a while as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was in school. I got my bachelor's, got my associates, got my bachelor's, then I went and got my master's. That was my Chinese medicine. I was very education in that sense. But little did my people know that when I was a fitness instructor working with the body, they helped me get into acupuncture school, and the two married beautifully.
Yeah.
I already knew how the body worked. And then I brought in the esoteric part of it. So there's always signs along the way.
Yes.
There's always a pattern, and that's your soul. Your soul set it all up.
Yeah.
So that's a wonderful conversation to have with yourselves as well. Sit down. Just say, hey, soul, what have we got going on today?
Yeah, and Jana's right. Like, there is definitely a connection point to everything that you have done in your life. Like, my career path has been very varied, but that common thread was all about people. And all of my experiences served me so well now in the work I've done. Same for Jana. So, yes, it's about looking at all of those threads and just looking back at your life and going, okay, these are all the things I've done. What's the common thread? You know? And it's awesome. And get with your friends. Like I said, get a sounding board. Hire a coach. You know, that's another good thing to help you just figure this out. Because we are in such an amazing time right now. Like, we are such an amazing time. I mean, my goodness, I can't even like describe the amazing time we're in.
What kind of a time are we in?
It's amazing. So there's so much available to us energetically. Things are moving so fast, opening up so quickly. So just take these steps and just look inside your heart and see what comes through to you. And we're here supporting you along the way.
Yes, we are.
So Jana, with that, I think we should take a moment and draw a card.
Yes.
And
Excellent.
I don't know if you want to take a moment, and I can actually pull the card if you want to
I can do the bowl.
play the bowl just a moment
We can do that.
for everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
So everybody, I'll just have you close your eyes for just a minute, if you will. And I want you just to take some nice, comfortable, deep breaths and just really relax in to the breath for a moment. And we are going to take a moment and call upon all of your divine teams just to be here with us today, to hold this space of truth, clarity, and unconditional love. I want you to imagine for a moment just opening up the channel at the top of your head, your crown chakra, just to open that chakra up to allow the energy to flow down through you. And I want you to imagine that energy flowing down into your heart space, that higher wisdom. Imagine it flowing down into the heart and just resting in the heart for a few moments. And in that space, asking yourself, am I living my divine purpose? Am I being the best version of myself? Do I need to shift my divine purpose? Do I need to shift myself? Do I need to do something completely different? Do I need to follow that dream, that nudge I've always had deep inside of me and just too scared to do it? Let's just let go of that right now. Let's let go of the fear, or let's just move through the fear together to the other side. Just imagine those doors opening wide for you to truly step into the person that you are, the being that you are, that you came here to be. And then to find the work that you feel happy, passionate passionate and joy about. And asking the assistance of our divine teams just to help remove all the obstacles so we can see more clearly. And then we want to take that energy from the heart and we want to anchor it all the way down to the base of our spine. From the spine, we want to take it all the way down through the legs. Imagine it coming out of the feet. Imagine yourself standing somewhere on the earth, connecting into the ground through your bare feet, feeling your energy wrap around the earth star chakra, grounding your energy into the earth, grounding your purpose, grounding your being, and then bringing your attention all the way back up into your heart space. And we take this moment to draw an energy card today. We ask our divine teams to bring forth an additional message in helping us with our divine purpose. Any clarity, any insight, any direction that they can provide us today. Thank you. So be it.
So be it.
So it is.
So it is.
Oh, wow. So, our teams feel to get to our divine purpose, we must forgive. Forgiveness of ourselves, forgiveness of others, so that we can move forward. Beautiful. Jana, would you like to read the card today?
I can do that. Number 19.
And this is all about the heart chakra, which you were
I
playing.
just played the heart bowl.
Which you were playing the heart bowl.
Okay. You attracted this card into your life today because it is a powerful time of forgiveness. When we hold on to grudges and wounds from the past, we can create imbalance and disharmony in our life. Over time, this can turn into resentment, anger, frustration, and even sickness and depression. Like rotting fruit creating a disease inside of us. You may be feeling flat and down about something that has happened in your life. And it is now time to bring the healing energy of forgiveness to the situation. True forgiveness starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
Take some time over the next few days to ask yourself, what am I holding on to? What requires love, attention, and forgiveness? When you have identified the issue, make sure you do what is required to surrender or to expand your awareness to a place that allows for true forgiveness to occur. When you can truly forgive and let go, you can set yourself free. You can set yourself free from those stale energies and beliefs where deep healing can occur.
Mm-hmm.
You will feel much lighter and happier in your world. If you have asked a question about a situation or a person, know that this is a sign for you that forgiveness is required to move forward.
Mm.
If you have already been working on forgiving, know that this card is a sign that you are making progress and that you should continue doing what you are doing. To find that deep place of forgiveness requires much love, understanding, compassion, and a whole lot of courage. You have all these traits within you to draw upon you at any time. The time has come for you to let go and forgive at a deeper level so you can dance in the energy of freedom.
Wow.
The affirmation: my heart is full of unconditional love, and I forgive freely.
Mm. Beautiful. I love that card.
It's beautiful.
You know, and as a collective, we all drew that in because we asked those obstacles to be dissolved so that we could move forward more fully into our divine purpose, more fully into being the best us. And so just sit with the card, sit with the message. If it doesn't resonate, no worries, just toss it out. But if it does, take a moment and just settle into it and just see where in your life that maybe you just need to let go of some past hurts or grudges or judgments or whatever it may be for yourself or others, so you can just free up that energy and step into that freedom.
Well done.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so grateful that you're here. We're so grateful for your support and your love, and we're grateful you're on this journey with us.
Yes.
The world needs you. We need you. And keep shining your lights brightly and being the absolute best you can be.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much love.